Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about how I finally left my toxic relationship. Um, if you see my previous videos, you know that I talked about being with someone and knowing that I wasn't fully happy in the relationship, um, and um, I knew that I always knew that I wanted to leave, but I just didn't know how to. And especially in my culture as well, once you're married, that's it. You shouldn't, I mean, divorce is out of the question, and you don't look elsewhere or none of that. So I always thought that, I should just suffer in silence. And I was suffering in silence for a very long time. And I actually started seeing a therapist because I looked okay, but deep down I wasn't. I was really suffering. I was in so much pain and I felt so trapped being with him. And after going into therapy, I started to find myself again. And then I think I was in therapy for about a year and found myself again, and I was in a really good place. And then I met my twin flame. I mean, I was in a good place, but the marriage was still not going well. And I thought that, do you know what, there will come a day when I'll finally leave. But I wasn't ready at that time. I know it just sounds really silly just thinking about it now, because all the signs were there for me to leave. But I always thought, oh, it's okay. I'm sure things will work out. I'm happy within myself, so I'm fine. And then I met someone who just completely changed my life. And I don't actually think he realizes just how much he changed my life, because we've never dated, we've never spoken about our feelings for each other, but there's a lot of chemistry there, and I believe that he's my twin flame. Um, so when I first met him, again, I was still with my partner, and I didn't really think that I would even have the courage to leave. And then after a while, I realized that, you know, I'm falling in love with this other person and not my husband. So then I really had to reflect, and I realized that I actually don't love my husband as much as I love this person. How could that be? And obviously, I didn't know at the time, but it's because he's not my twin flame, so of course I couldn't have loved him as much. I was very much dependent on him, on my husband, and so that was the reason why it was so toxic. I needed him to love me and to give me the affection that I needed, but he was just never there for me. Um, and finally, I came to that place. I think the more I was growing spiritually, or I was learning about spirituality and doing meditation, the more I realized that I was actually in the wrong relationship. I always thought of it at first, but I just never really sat down to reflect on how things were going in my marriage. It was just one of those things, I just got used to it, and that was it. But I really started reflecting and realized that actually my relationship wasn't a good one at all. So one day I just told him that, I can't do this anymore. And I left. And I think in hindsight, I did leave um, for my twin flame. But the more time goes on, the more I realize that actually I should have left, because for me, it wasn't a good relationship. And I should have come to that place of realizing that, you know, if I love myself so much, which the mirror exercise teaches, to love yourself unconditionally. And if you look at my previous video, you'll see a bit more about the mirror exercise. If I'm getting to that place of loving myself, I should not be tolerating people treating me the way that I was treated being in that marriage. And it's been nearly a year now since we separated, but during that time it was just really, really difficult, because every time I'd pull away from him, he would keep coming back and saying, oh, I'm really sorry and I want us to try again, and call me constantly, non-stop, every day, 3 or 4 times in a day. And because I share kids with him, that was a little bit difficult. So I was at that place of, shall I say, maybe like feeling a little bit sorry for myself, like being the victim. But I got to the point of realizing that actually I shouldn't be playing the victim card, but I should realize that this relationship is just simply not for me, and he's not the one that I should be with. So I made the right decision in leaving him. And even though I'm not with my twin flame just yet, I know that we are never separate. We're always together. But physically we're not in harmonious union yet. But I'm still in a much better place. And it did take a lot of hard work. And I had to go, like I said before, I went into therapy a few times. And I've actually been speaking to one of my coaches as well to help me to clear a lot more blocks, deep inner childhood wounds, blocks that is keeping myself and my twin flame, at great distance. So, yeah, and I think my coach and I actually worked really hard to kind of figure out the reasons why it was so hard for me to leave my husband and to finally energetically release him. And it was firstly due to my upbringing, that once you're in a relationship, in a marriage, you shouldn't end it, especially if there are kids involved and if the person tells you that they love you. Someone can tell you that they love you, but if you're not feeling that love within yourself and you don't want to be with that person, then I can easily sit here and say don't, because I've had to go through it. And I realize now that even though he kept telling me all the time that he really loved me, I'd always feel really sorry for him, that I was leaving him. I was the love of his life and I was leaving him. So I'd always say, oh, it's okay, I'll stay, I'm not going to go. And then he would be content. He would be really happy within himself. And I would feel like I've let myself down because I wasn't getting emotionally fulfilled in the relationship. So I would always put up with a lot of things, and then I'll get to that place of saying I'm leaving again, and then he would come back and say, oh no, please don't leave me. So it was just a vicious cycle that was just going on and on and on. And I've actually come to that place of making peace with myself, that it's okay that he didn't love me as much as I wanted him to love me, because he just isn't my twin flame. And it just makes so much sense now, but it didn't then, but it makes a lot of sense now. In doing the mirror exercise and realizing, just giving myself all that love and attention and not wanting to get it from someone else, it just makes me realize what I want and what I don't want. And my relationship with him is something that I don't want. So I think with therapy, coaches from Twin Flame Universe, it all really helped. It took a lot of time. It's taken a year since we separated up until now to finally come to that place of accepting that I don't want to be with him, and to just cut him off completely energetically. So I'm just really grateful for the help of my coach. And yeah, he still tries now. He comes in and he talks to me and tells me what he wants like the plans that he has for us, and I just don't want to hear it. Not to say that, you know, I'm gonna be rude to him or anything like that, but it's just that I don't want to put myself in that position ever again of feeling second best, and of really, you know, hurting myself, because for a long time I was really hurting myself by being with him only because I felt sorry for him and not because I actually wanted to stay. So yeah, I mean, it was really difficult in the beginning to start off with, but the more confidence that you know I got within myself, the more I realized that that relationship wasn't for me. So if you're in a toxic relationship and you're looking to get out, the first thing that you need to do is, even if, I mean, if there's any relationship, you know, that it doesn't necessarily have to be toxic, but if there's a relationship that you're not happy in and you want out, you know, the best thing to do, and you're struggling with it, the best thing to do is to get yourself some kind of you know, therapy. And I offer therapeutic sessions as well. I mainly do talking therapy, and I can coach and guide you in leaving your relationship. It's all about building your confidence, and that's what I did. And I'm at a place now that is so much better than where I was 5 years ago or even a year ago. So I'm really grateful for all the help that I received, and I'm also here to offer help. And if you need more information, please check out the box below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos from me. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Okay, take care. Bye.